Wells's family, we still don't have the official autopsy from the Mississippi Medical Examiner's Office, but straight out to a renowned medical examiner. You know him well. Joining us, Dr. Kendall Crowns. He is the Chief Medical Examiner of Tarrant County, Fort Worth. Literally.
In the last hours, we learned the contents of a second independent autopsy on Nolan's body. The official record states the cause of death is undetermined pending investigation. That is the government's final word, for now, but undetermined is not the same as nothing happened. It simply means the official machinery of the state has not...
Whatever happened really, really close to where the body was found.
Preliminary report, second autopsy, death of Nolan Xavier Wells. Cause of death, undetermined, pending investigation. And we'll explain that as we go through the report this morning. The manner of death, undetermined, pending investigation.
What happened to Nolan Wells? I listened and I listened and I listened to our friend Ben Crump as he went through the independent autopsy, and this is what I find to be probative.
Preliminary findings, and this is significant. Focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region. He said the etiology is unknown at this time. He said the body was received after the initial autopsy. He said the body had marked decomposition.
Decomposition. What does that mean? Probatively, what does that prove? Joining me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we are learning tonight. That was an independent autopsy ordered by Nolan Wells's family.
The occipital bone is the bone in the this is your skull. It's the bone in the back of your head, the directly back side of your head. The second autopsy, paid for by the family, found something. A focal area of red discoloration in the deep soft tissue of the back of the head, not on the skin, deep, beneath the muscle. This is not a scratch. It is not a sunburn. This is a hemorrhagic event. The official report calls it deep subcutaneous, which is a clinical way of saying that something happened to the back of this young man's head, something that left a mark that did not fade even as the body decomposed.
Medical examiner in a metropolitan area like Fort Worth. All that aside, COD, MOD, undetermined. But what jumped out at me, among so many things, Dr. Kendall Crowns, what does he mean about the red discoloration in the deep, soft tissues overlaying the occipital bones? What is that? Translate.
So what that is the occipital bone is the bone in this is your skull. It's the bone in the back of your head, the directly back side of your head. So when he's describing these hemorrhages in the deep soft tissues, it means deep in the musculature that holds your head in place, there is a red discoloration. What could this be? It could be settling of the blood from decomposition or from lividity, pooling of the blood. The body has been kind of put on its back and transported to Washington, D.C. So that could be that. It could also be
Trust
blunt
me,
force injuries.
I don't think I know more than you on this, Dr. Kendall Crowns, but you got me drinking out of the fire hydrant. You're giving me...
The body has been kind of put on its back and transported to Washington, D.C. Now, the experts will tell you that blood settles. It's called lividity. When the heart stops, the blood pools in the lowest part of the body. It is a law of physics, not a mystery. So here is the question: if the body was found face down, as the aerial footage confirms, then the blood should have pooled in the chest, the face, the front of the body. It should not have pooled in the back of the head. The state's answer to this is that the body was transported on its back and that the pooling could have occurred during that journey. That is the official explanation.
But isn't it true to you, Brian Trasher, Vice President, United Cajun Navy. The Navy participated in the search, and I got to clear up that whole thing about fully clothed with.
Go back to Kendall Crowe. Kendall? Kendall. Where's Kendall? Why am I not seeing Kendall? Kendall, please turn around. Show everybody what we're talking about because I'm doing this. Show me occipital. Occipital is right here. Back head. Now we arrive at the second critical finding. The anterior neck structures were absent, not damaged, not fractured, absent. The hyoid bone, the thyroid cartilage, the laryngeal structures. These are the fragile pieces of anatomy that are often broken in strangulation. They were not received with the body for the second autopsy. The state says they are being held for further testing for forensic anthropologists to examine for microfractures. That is the official story, but the absence creates a void.
Like he had on a shirt with swim trunks, but he does not have on a shirt. He only has on swim trunks. That's a whole peripheral issue. But back to Dr. Kendall Crowns. So Dr. Kendall Crowns, you may have an explanation for this. I've already thought of one, and I'm not a medical examiner, but I don't see how the deep red, I'm talking about, was there a blow to the back of the head? Did he fall off a boat?
I want to know, was the hyoid bone, which is very fragile, it's not attached to anything. It's kind of floating there. Who leaves their phone behind on a desert island? Who lets a boat leave without it? The family retrieved the phone, but they had to wait 15 minutes. The friends were sitting in the dark, watching TV. The phone had been cleaned. The Snapchat and Instagram data from that day were missing. The digital footprint, the one thing that could tell us exactly where Nolan was and when, is a void. This is not the behavior of a group of friends who just survived a boating accident. This is the behavior of people who are managing a narrative.
So it is difficult to say without seeing the actual reddened area in the deep soft tissue, whether this is just a decompositional artifact or if it's indeed blunt force trauma. Now, they're not describing any injuries to the skin surface, which would still be there if he was, even if he's decomposed, you would still see injuries, abrasions, bruises, lacerations, things of that nature, even with decomposition. So it's difficult to give significance to this deep red area in the musculature of the deep soft tissues of the back of the head without further photographs or more information. To me, could it be blunt force trauma? Yes. Could it be a decompositional artifact? Yes. Could it be something from transport? Yes. Hard to say at this point.
Okay, hold on. Let me just take each one of those. And the rest of the panel, please, if you've got a question or a point, jump in. We need all of your brain power. Oh, that's an open invitation to Mobley to jump in. But 3 things you said, that there could still be pooling of the blood. And I don't want to be too DEFCON 4 into this and get lost in the weeds, but Nolan is dead. He's already been autopsied. Days have passed, and you're telling me that the blood could still sift down from the front of his face to the back of his neck in one specific